You're watching Ride Like a Local with Belt Drive Betty. On the Alberta-Saskatchewan border is a welcoming city that was recently crowned as Canada's most rider-friendly community of 2017, Lloydminster. From rider-friendly businesses to great events, Lloydminster, Canada's most rider-friendly community. Come experience it. I'm being joined right now by Valerie from Barnes Harley-Davidson. She was on the 2+2 show the other day, and I just had to catch up with this gal and find out a little bit more about her. So tell me, what is it about this beautiful little sporty ride that you love so much?
Well, I just like going down the road and feeling the wind in my hair and just going on adventures and meeting new people and having a good time. And
the Sicamous Summer Stomp. Is that just part of the good time?
Yeah, I like the motor campouts and stuff, and I've met a lot of friends from these types of things, so I like to go back and see them, and yeah, I know.
Now, you've got a very interesting, I can tell Darby's in the house, so pardon me, folks, while she's doing her sound check, but we're going to do our best to get through this interview. Anyway, this interesting sissy bar, tell me a little bit about it and the creation of it.
My bars were made by my husband, and then my girlfriend Ria here at this booth, she designed the rest of it and welded it up for me and put it on my bike.
And is that all powder coated or painted?
Yeah, it's powder coated, yeah.
And how long have you been riding now?
This is my 4th season riding.
And what is probably the longest trip that you've ever taken on your motorcycle?
I think 900 kilometers, but I've put 14,000 on my bike in the last 4 years. And I like to go down to Portland. I like to come up here. I live in the Lower Mainland, so I like to go around as much as I can.
Right on. And of course, I mean, you got to think about this, folks. This is the kind of mileage you're putting on when you have a job, right? So your job just sucks compared to mine.
But then they give me time off to ride around, yeah. Of course they do.
Well, see, now there's the joys of working for a motorcycle dealership. So I'm blessed I have a motorcycle job where I get to go to all of these events, meet interesting people. And for me, I think that's the most beautiful thing about my job is the people.
Yeah, meeting new people. Yeah, having something in common, talking about bikes, yeah.
So there you go, folks. Another member of Barnes Harley-Davidson out here at the 29th annual Sicamous Summer Stomp. We're back at Sicamous' 29th annual Summer Stomp, and I'm being joined by Ria The Welder. Ria, welding, as pretty a picture as you are, and you're a welder. What brought you to that trade?
Well, I fell in love with motorcycles at a young age, and I just wanted to make my contribution to motorcycles in a way where I could trade for certain things for my motorcycle. Like, I'll trade you a sissy bar for a paint job or whatever, just to be involved.
Very cool. So out of that spawned all of this, and you know, we'll make sure that you guys can see some of the beautiful handiwork that Ria has done. Now, how long have you been riding, Ria?
I've been riding since 2014, so 4 years.
4 years, but you said you fell in love with motorcycles at a young age. How did that happen?
I had 2 neighbors that rode motorcycles, and they would always take me for rides when I was a child. And then growing up as a teenager, my boyfriends would always ride. And then it came to a point where I was sick of waiting to get picked up, so I picked up my own bike, and it never stopped from there.
And what's the longest ride you have ever taken?
I rode my bike from Kelowna to Utah, camped 3 days in the desert, and then rode back in 10 days.
That's a pretty respectful kind of trip. What is it about motorcycling that you love?
I get to be by myself, with myself. nothing else.
See, she gets it, right? That's why I ride. That's why you ride. Because being alone with ourselves and sorting ourselves out is a really important place to be, isn't it?
Oh yes, very much so.
On that note, this is Sicamous Summer Stomp, edition number 29, Sicamous, British Columbia.
In the heart of the Canadian Badlands is Drumheller, runner-up community in Canada's most rider-friendly community contest 2017. We invite you to come experience the hospitality, drink in the views of one of Canada's most unique and haunting landscapes, Drumheller, Alberta.